When Barack Obama became president in 2008, it had a major impact on race in America.
It actually feels great because talking to my parents, my grandparents, they've never seen anything or never got a chance to see that. So for me to be part of the generation that sees the first black president is something I take to heart.
Well, it's just like when the first man walked on the moon. It's something that gets marked down in history.
The historical significance of an African-American president is obviously pretty impressive given the terrible track record of America with race relations. So if you know your Civil War history, you know the history of the Civil Rights era, it's not been a pretty history. So eventually getting to the point that we can have someone hold the highest governmental office in our country and be of African-American heritage is pretty significant.
With the first African-American president seeking another term, is race a factor in how people will vote?
If you're voting just because someone is of a certain skin color, you're not really inputting your political views into that candidate. It's all about how can you do good for your country and evolve and make your country a better country.
AP government teacher Joseph Buckley says race played a role in the last election, but in a much larger context.
In the last election, a lot of people voted for either the first time or voted for the first time in a really long time because they were really excited that there was an African American running for president and had a very, very good chance of winning. So historically, minorities don't turn out as much as whites for elections. Statistically, that's the way it is. And in the last election in 2008, there was a lot more minorities that voted because they were excited by the candidacy of Barack Obama.
But as for the 2012 election,
the historical significance is kind of taken out of it. And so there's a lot of people that are much more just looking at what does Mitt Romney represent, what does Barack Obama represent, and making a choice there.
In order to choose the best candidate, Buckley teaches his students to analyze factors that had nothing to do with the way they look.
It's important to know all their opinions. It's especially important for someone that's the President of the United States because of so many hats that the President wears. The President isn't just in charge of the military, he's also has the powers with Congress, he has power over courts, he's the one that is the official enforcer of laws. So you need to think about who is this president completely, not just on one single issue.
Healthcare is also a big thing for me. I've always cared about healthcare. I think everybody should have an equal right to healthcare.
With that being said, voters should pick Obama or Mitt Romney based on who favors their views best.
They should just go with their gut. What do they value and what values line up best with whatever candidate is on the platform?
Reporting for FSM News, I'm Tyrone Burnett.